all like human cultures that they created similar things even when they wasn't connected with each other, in a different time, in a different places, in a different cultures. You know, that's why I like the textile, because that's connecting us. So that's making us, that's showing that, and it's so, and especially because that's handmade. Until now, all these cultures they're using the hand to weave these textiles, and the carpet is like, that's even more interesting, because every knots, you can give attention for every knots, and it's beautiful because they're all like this. Every dot has a human concentration, the human power, like human energy, and we're doing the same thing. Like, you know, it's also like kind of like subconsciously created patterns, because we're not creating it as a like unconscious, because it's not a logical way of thinking. Actually, I'm the first time doing this big work with carpet. You know, I like everything experimental. It's always crazy when you don't know how, because I don't know what will be in the end of the. You know, I'm so excited actually. This is actually kind of measurement of my work when I don't know what it will be, like where it will arrive. I mean, for sure I have planned, but anyway, like that's, if it like making me excited, it's that's giving me power. So that means it's good work, and that will give it same sense to the people too. Like who will see that? If the carpet can be divided by 3 layers, and if we will like, if it can be transferred to another dimensions, because like if we will count that this is like one dimension, this is another dimensions. So, and that's happened, like that's very easy to read it through the carpet, how the dimensions can change. For example, like if we will cut it, like this is actually the form, and the carpet is layering, like the central part is going like in the upper part, like all other is here, and the border is here in the third part, like in the third layer. So it's like 3 layers of the same object became again the one. They became one object here, but in other dimensions.
Allah Allah. Beyakta bir damsıramı geçer, şekerinizi alırlar. Şöyle oldu. Ama benim biraz uğraşmak lazım yemekleri, siz kesersiniz.
Bu tarafa için alalım.
Ortada 10 dereden bir.
10 santimden bir.
Ellerinize sağlık.
Sağ olun.
Ellerinize sağlık.
Çok kaçan, çok bakire.
Sizde bir tane değerli olur. Bir de bir teher olur.
Orada başlıyor.
Biraz
Danışırıq, nə bilim. Bitməyə gedir. İnşallah bu qutarsın. Bundan sonra bir dənəsi desə bizə bundan var. Bunun gərək şeylərin yaxşı işləsin. Overlockların bu super alınıb, çox qəşəng alınıb o tərəfdə. You know, sometimes I'm just starting to drawing, and as I'm drawing, as much I'm understanding that what I'm doing, for example. You know, for example, I just start to do, you know, I worked on something that was related with the topography, which is like kind of way of counting of surface of in mathematics, the researching the surface of the objects. So that's bringing me to the idea that of the dimensions actually, like that's bringing me to the. So like it's just easy, like two surfaces like they connecting each other. So between these two of these surfaces, any object became like, you know, like even if it's round or if it's square, let's say, so that replicating to in other part of the surfaces too. So you can see actually like all this connection, and that creating the cube, for example. So, and you understand that you need only like two surfaces to create a cube, and then you're adding like another dimensions like time, for example, like here. So that's creating another type of cube. So that's became absolutely another form. So in the thinking in this way and applying to these forms to something existing, that's creating some kind of new forms. Ateşgah is architectural form that comes from the conception of the first simplest understanding of the reality, like fire, like water and earth and air, like four elements that can exist anywhere, and at the same time they can be separate from each other. They're creating the four dimensions of the understanding, something that where we're going, something where we're coming, and something that we can understand and can't understand. So also the method to explore yourself through this architectural form, like squared architectural form, when the fire in the middle as your soul, as something that you are, and when the wind is something can come to you from four parts, and that creating crossed. What I really explore in my work, it's another exploration actually. It's more between anthropological and science.
Ya Tüm yaşlanır ama serona yaşlanır. Çıxardandan sonra da mütləq bu günəşdə oksitləşməlidir. Yəni çıxartması da çünki bu. Çıxar bu tərəfə yox. Qaçma oradan. Qaçma. Ya Allah ya. Şimdi bunu oksitle. Ha bak dur. Yaşlılar sürməliyəm deyir. Ha?
Biraz sürmeye oldu. So now it's became like purple.
Ha bak dur. Yaşlılar sürməliyəm deyir. Ha?
the thing is, you know, in this kind of nature, the shiniest thing that you can see, it's sun. So that's why I'm thinking that it's all this red or the colors around this is they kind of coming from inspired from the sun. If we'll go deeper, like for example, even like this one, so we can back to the roots of the patterns. Like it's again coming to the cross. So you can find the same patterns in the carpet or like in the Native Americans patterns, for example. So that's what's like make me excited. So this is from the beautiful workshop in Sweden. This is religious, so actually that was under influence of Christianity and the philosophy or design of Christianity. So because it's also like based on the cross. I feel actually the very ancient influence, like it's not about like even modernity or modern philosophies. That's connecting with all this traditional way of like pattern design. And also like we adding there, like to this culture, we're adding the environment, how the environment also influenced to that. We can read it as a simple design, for example, like trees, the grass and the background, like a sea or like the sky, for example. But same time, these patterns can become something like this, you know, like it can change, and this possibility is like infinitive. Art, it's kind of, I think it's kind of another dimension. What is it can exist in this reality, also in another reality, and maybe third and fifth and other realities too. So we can create the reality what never been exist. So it's something that can be, for example, like what I'm doing, like I'm working with a carpet, that carpet equal to another normal carpet, because I'm not using to anything else except carpet. And not only the carpet as an object, but also like as a process of weaving, for example. That's equal to another normal carpet, let's say. But same time, this equation is they not equal, because that became something else, and that can explain us something else. But same time, it's the same object as it been before. When we're talking about equation, we're understanding something have to be equal to something else. Like, you know, it can be, for example, metaphor is equation, for example. Like metaphor can be equation because the metaphor is symbol. For example, like we're saying that all human like ants, or this person is he's working as a horse. Like, I don't know, does it exist in English? But it's not. But this human is not horse. But he's more horse than another person, like who's not working, for example. So this is metaphor. For sure, this metaphor is not. It's a symbol. It's something that want to show like its definition of some process or some object or something else to it, and we're transferring to the very simple explaining of that to. So when we're trying to equate something, we're taking the essence of some process and bringing it to the metaphor or to the symbol. So this is the equation actually. When we're talking about something basic but not touchable, not explainable. But actually, this is the same question in science when they're asking like where we will stop, where we will understand that what matter is. So that's actual question in science, because they're always going through and as deep as they can, as far as they can, and always they're exploring some new thing that bringing us new knowledge, and we're understanding that everything is much deeper and much simplest that we know. And the same thing happened inside when we're exploring ourselves. And only matter here is a process again. This dualism is always exist, and so maybe that these two things is like a chaos and structure, which is like it's the main two main things in my, like, let's say last 20 or something years. Everything we understand everything in compare. So like when we are comparing something, we are making it this equal. We're trying to find the equation between that. When we are saying all humanity, like all humans, like the humans is not equal to each other. Everybody looking different. They're everybody eating different things. Yeah, for sure. In something we can be equal, in something not. The equation, it's not something exact. That's why it's equation. That's why because we can create equation anywhere, but it's not exist anywhere.